Hi, I'm Samantha Huynh, and I'm doing my presentation for SOCU or SOSU for 20 week 4. This is the speech presentation. I'm going to go ahead and begin. As we know, the tensions between Semitic countries have risen after the war began in Israel and Gaza earlier this year, and the United States has become more vigilant against radicalism and terrorism since the 9/11 attacks. In Texas, 20-year-old Suhaib Abu Ayush posted videos on TikTok of himself illegally training with firearms at a gun range, according to CBS News. Abu Ayush originally entered the United States with a Palestinian passport and a non-immigrant visa, which expired in 2019, and seeking asylum and working in the United States. Later on, surveillance footage was found at the gun range of him joined by other individuals who were congratulating his marksmanship on a human silhouette target. This alerted the authorities, as his videos and his online presence, I think were on TikTok, had considerably anti-Semitic connotation. I believe his behavior is quite suspicious, and his deviant actions align with both the conflict and the learning theories as mentioned in our course text, which I will explain later. Soon after his charades, Abu Ayush was indicted this month by the Houston FBI and federal courts for illegally owning a firearm. From a sociological perspective, this would be considered a nonviolent crime. However, according to Texas law, any crime revolving around a gun is considered violent regardless if the gun was expelled or anyone was hurt. The Houston Chronicle stated that many have planned to attack that he may have planned to attack Jewish citizens here in Houston. Other activities Abu Ayush did that further proved the FBI's suspicion included researching how to construct explosive devices and discussing martyrdom with another individual online. The crime for which he was indicted is connected to the social issue of radicalism, as it stems from social, economic, cultural, political, and psychological factors Abu Ayush may be facing. He was making militant preparations, and he was beginning his individual journey towards terrorism, either by acquiring deviant norms through terrorist organizations or experience a lack of social control. As the article from CBS states, the FBI did its job of preventing radicalism, which is the first line of defense against terrorism. Many don't realize that the two terms, radicalism and terrorism, are completely different social constructs, and people use the terms interchangeably. So I will go ahead and do a small definition of the two. Radicalism, as I understand it, involves the expression or embodiment of extreme beliefs. In Abu Ayush's case, his initially nationalist ideas evolved into an obsession with firearms, leading him to seek to disseminate his message through the acts of mass murder. Terrorism, conversely, entails the actual pursuit and accomplishment of those goals set by oneself or their organization. According to Durkheim, deviance is an innate trait that many would act upon unless they have an established role in society. Nevertheless, actions like making arrangements with the intention to harm a group of people might be deemed deviant in the United States, while in Gaza they could be accepted or justified given the context of war. Terrorism may have felt like Abu Ayush's only option to gain control of the situation. By applying learning theory to this current event, deviant behavior stems from socialization and adhering to acquiring deviant social norms and roles. Abu Ayush was caught interacting with other like-minded individuals online and made some appalling searches on the internet. During this process of socialization, he may have acquired this deviant behavior, such as illegally obtaining a firearm, by learning these activities from others. Federal courts were later ordered to detain Abu Ayush on speculation that he intended to support the war efforts in Gaza, expressing that he only wanted to use deadly force against Jewish citizens by sharing his ideology with others online and social media platforms. He was awaiting his arraignment on November 13th, which was the day I began writing the script, and there was an update on his arraignment, which states that he has pleaded not guilty to illegally owning a 9mm handgun And if he is found guilty, he potentially faces up to 15 years in prison and a hefty fine of $250,000. I love to hear your thoughts on why you think Abu Ayyush took this path towards radicalism and any other theories that might explain your reasoning. Thank you for listening to my presentation.